I'm Mike with Hunt Fish Shoot, bringing you guys another hunting rifle review. This time, this is the Christensen Arms Mesa and 300 PRC. So if you like what you see today and what you like, comment, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications, and follow along with Hunt Fish Shoot.
I came from the mud, there's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree, there's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been...
Recently, Andrew decided he wanted to get himself a large bore hunting rifle, something close to a 300 Win Mag. Due to all the difficulties of actually finding 300 Win Mag, and we were able to regularly find 300 PRC ammo, I talked to him and I said, hey, you know what? Why not get the next best thing, a 300 PRC? Being the next best thing, you know, sometimes that's not always the case, but a 300 PRC is what you have to think of it as basically a 300 Win Mag with a longer, heavier bullet with a faster twist weight on the barrel. So this one right here, this is your Christensen Mesa. This has a 1 1/8 twist on it and a 24-inch barrel, and that's to stabilize those long, heavy rounds. With the Hornady Precision Hunter, which he'll be shooting out of this, is a 212 grain bullet. The match ammo they have is a 222 grain bullet, so obviously super heavy rounds. You know, standard 300 Win Mag from Hornady, you're gonna get about a 200 grain bullet. So with this, it's certainly got some butt behind it, you know, and it does kick. Because I got this rifle on paper, everything like that. We'll get it, you know, fully sighted in. But the radial muzzle brake on here, that's seamless on here with Christensen and their bronze cerakote on this model, is just a really, really nice setup. The bullet on it is your standard Remington 700 style. It has dual ejectors on it to help launch those rounds out of there a little better. They've actually opened it up a little bit more too, with this long action to be able to fit everything in there. Now this rifle here, calculating the actual weight of itself with the rings, base, scope, and everything like that, we have a Meopta Optika 5. This is a 4 to 20 power scope. Actually a really, really nice scope. These come in a little around 24 ounces. Lightweight. It is a 1-inch tube, so that's how they actually are saving the weight with these. So it's very similar to their Optika 6. It's the same glass actually. Good light transmission, everything like that. And just got to talk about these for a second, because these scopes, this scope, we got it for about 450 bucks from Euro Optic, and they are just such a good value because you're getting everything you get in some of the upper end loopholed VX5 scopes, with the exception of the CDS turret. If you're not gonna be dialing a lot and things like that, you won't have to worry about it. You can uncap this and just use the turret if you have to. It does have a reset to 0 on it, and it's really nice. It's just, this offers a really nice lightweight setup, and this is coming in about 9 pounds as a full setup with this rifle. A lot of times, you know, the rage has been heavier target style rifles for elk hunting and bear and moose and things like that, sheep. And, you know, those are nice. And obviously they're gonna shoot better than most of your hunting rifles when it comes to repetitive shots. But as long as realistically, these will shoot a 3 to 5 shot group and shoot an MOA, that's all you need. You're hunting, okay? You're not shooting targets. You're trying to kill animals, lug it around the mountain, and this offers you basically everything you need. And a cartridge in 300 PRC that is extremely efficient. And these things, from, you know, everything I've been seeing with the PRC round, is it's an excellent round if you want to go out and shoot a mile or shoot 1,000 yards and things like that. So without a doubt, frankly, this rifle as it's set up could definitely be, you know, if you're that type of person who wants to get into it, you could definitely make a 600-yard shot on an elk and take it ethically with this, especially with those big heavy bullets. And they're still going to be flying very, very fast once they reach the target. So outside of all that, you know, your Mesas and Christensens in general, they use your Remington 700 style action, which we all know, we all love those. They're very common. This one's a little bit more refined with a fluted bolt, and the handle, everything like that, skeletonized. Nice bolt knob on it. On top of here takes your standard Remington 700 long action style bases. Went with a tally one with a bubble level on the back here for Andrew. And then what's really nice about these Mesas, probably one of the finer points, is that they put a Trigger Tech trigger in these. The Trigger Tech trigger on here is really, really nice. In fact, this one, for me personally, is probably borderline a touch light for shooting with a hunting rifle. It's the type that you almost literally put your finger on it and you just put the slightest bit of pressure on it and it breaks, which is really, really nice if you're shooting super tight groups. So when the adrenaline's pumping and you just humped up the mountain to go kill an animal, it's not, you don't want necessarily something that light. And again, that's my opinion. For you, that's what might work for you. For me, that's not what I want. So probably actually adjust this one a touch for Andrew, because it's gotta be at least 1.5 pounds. There's no way it's much more than that. It is very, very light. They have a hinged floor plate on here, no detachable magazine, anything like that. So standard bottom metal that you're getting on your standard, you know, 700s and things like that. Just a really nice setup. And overall with this rifle setup, everything we have on it, rings, base, scope, you know, the rifle itself, you know, ordering the rifle came in a little over $1,200. The full setup on this rifle, we're sub $2,000. To beat this rifle at a sub $2,000 price range with a nice scope on it and a full setup that you can go out and you can arguably hunt everything in North America with this gun, I don't know how you really beat that a whole lot. And you know, Christensen, they're very, very good company. They're well known for making very accurate rifles. People that have had issues with their rifles, they're very good customer service from what I've heard. I don't think we're having any issues with this, and judging by what I've seen so far, that doesn't seem the case. Final thing on here is they do put a very nice Christensen Arms. It's a nice like Limbsaver type recoil pad on here. It's soft. And from the first few shots I've shot this doesn't, to me, feel like it kicks really any more than your standard 300 Win Mag. So to get a little bit better ballistics out of it than a standard 300 Win Mag, I don't know really how you complain. It obviously kicks like a 300 Win Mag, which if you've ever shot one, you know that they kick your butt a little bit when they punch you back. But overall, the muzzle brake and everything like that on this with a setup, it's just a really good, clean setup that you can hunt, again, anything in North America. So let's shoot it today, shoot some groups, and we'll show you guys what it shoots. All right, I'm now gonna shoot a 3-shot group out of this. You know, obviously the new rage seems like it's a 5-shot group. Not gonna do it. Ammo costs too much to be shooting 5-shot groups, frankly. 300 PRC ammo is about $90 a box. But a couple of things I wanted to let you guys know about is I did some observations. We looked at the rifle. On the ejection, the rounds are actually coming out and hitting our windage turret. They're not large turrets on this by any means. This is actually a 1-inch scope. It's a hunting scope, really, not large tactical things. And indeed, we were also shooting it without the scope cap on there. And what we noticed is you can actually see some brass marks on the side, and also on the cases, you could see little dimples on there from actually hitting that turret. But it's nothing that is something honestly to worry about as far as for hunting. So it's not the rifle itself, which was good to know. Nobody obviously wants to buy a brand new rifle and have issues with the rifle. I don't think that's the issue. I think it's honestly just the scope mounting. But the problem you have is, we're using a 20 MOA rail with medium height rings, and you go to a 20 or a high rings or extra high, you will not be able to get a good cheek weld on this without adding a riser of some sort on here, which obviously you can do. People do. They're easy. Do I want to drill into a $1,300 rifle stock? Frankly, not so much. Is it necessary at times? Of course it is. My A-bolt that I had, it did have I actually did drill it, put a cheek, adjustable cheek riser in. It was really nice. It was perfect. Nothing I'm necessarily against, just something I don't want to have to do unless you got to, essentially. So let's shoot this group with the Hornady Precision Hunter. The stuff we were shooting before was matched because it was a little cheaper, frankly. So we're going to shoot this, and also this is what's going to be used in this rifle for hunting. Similar situation as a 6.8 Western that you guys are going to see the review also on, is that the ammo itself is pretty limited as far as for how many different brands and calibers, basically bullet weights is out there. You got Hornady really for 300 PRC, and that's it. Obviously with there's some stuff from Berger, I think, and then also from Sierra, but we're just going to be shooting the Hornady for this, and I'm sure it's going to shoot well. I have yet to see Hornady Precision Hunter ever shoot poorly out of any gun I've used it in. Let's break some shoulders. One more here. Make sure I didn't pull that one that's a little high, because those last two were perfect. So I'm guessing that first shot was my fault. There we go. MOA group for sure. We'll go down there, measure it, show you guys how it looks. So far, happy with that. Again, this rifle final zero is going to be at 200 yards. All right, so we're down here now at the target. I just shot a group with it using the Hornady Precision Hunter. Little flyer there for me, but outside of that, this is a good 3-shot group. Definitely an MOA, without a doubt. It's probably actually a touch lower than that. Ballistic X I'm having some issues with, unfortunately, but I can tell you that without a doubt that's there. It does shoot really well. The trigger on it's very nice. It's a very easy rifle to shoot. Obviously, it is a big, heavy round that has a lot of punch behind it. Again, extremely effective cartridge and round in general. You know, your 300 stuff really, you know, there's a lot of new rounds out there and things like that. And obviously the PRC is new itself, but you're getting a little bit more butt behind it. And it's just a really sweet cartridge. And, you know, recoil wise and some of the stuff you get out of it, I almost feel like it's worth it because it doesn't recoil much more at all, if any, than a standard 300 Win Mag. So it's really good to see. So recently we were fortunate enough to be able to get a little bit of a deal with a local company, or somewhat local to us. This would be Challenge Targets. They are relatively close to us here in Ohio, and we are excited because we got some steel to shoot with our big boy rifles. So we're gonna, now when we go out here and we shoot 200 yards, we're gonna shoot the steel. We got a 12, an 8, and a 4. Really nice setup with the rubber straps. In fact, that's what they recommended, because with these, you know, the chains and dangling and things like that, you don't get as much of a swing. And it's nice too because you can easily replace these and they're relatively inexpensive. The full setup here does not cost an arm and a leg, and it's really nice to do. Just a 4x4 bolted on there. You got some conduit legs and things like that, and it's not overly heavy, easily to transport. This folds up and everything like that, so just a really nice setup. So definitely want to give a little bit of thanks to Challenge Targets for helping us out with this one. And if you guys like this type of steel, or you're looking for steel, we really can't recommend them enough. They do an excellent job painting their targets, and including these ones for pistol stuff. We do have a reactive hostage one and a plate rack that we're also going to have in future videos. So if you guys like it, check out Challenge Targets. We'll probably have a link for you guys. They'll give you a little bit of discount code too. Thank you. We're now at 200 yards. We have some steel set up out there. We have a 12-inch plate, 8-inch plate, and a 4-inch plate. We'll see if we can't hit all of them, hopefully. I think we can do it. Honestly, if I probably missed that 4-inch plate, it's me probably flinching from the recoil, frankly, because it's a 300 Win Mag with more butt behind it. But I think I can do it. This rifle has shown me that it shoots good groups in general. So let's knock this out. Pretty funny once you go from, you know, 6.5s and, you know, 223 and all the other ones, you start throwing these big boys in there, because they are absolutely massive compared to everything else out there. I think old 300 PRC hits hard. No surprise there. There it is, 12, 8, and 4. All of them point of aim, point of impact, without a doubt. I mean, those things, rifle's attack driver, 200 yards. Frankly, you know, anything 300, you know, Win Mag type like that, or, you know, the 300 PRC, if you're missing with something like this at this distance, it's you. It's not hard to do. You know, recoil on this is stout, without a doubt. It kicks pretty good, but it's not unmanageable. I'm still able to, for the most part, kind of see where I hit and watch it hit and things like that. Great scope combination. Rifle under $2,000, full setup, really, really hard to beat. A very high quality rifle, made in America, with a really nice setup. You know, trigger, the bolt, the scope, everything on there. It's going to be an excellent scope and hunting rifle setup for Andrew for a lot of years to come. So if you guys like what you saw today from Hunt, Fish, Shoot, and you like the 300 PRC, the Christensen Mesa, or you just like shooting big boy rifles, I want you to like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. If you really want to help out the channel, there's a little thank you button. You just got to scroll over a little bit for it, but click that and follow along next time with Hunt, Fish, Shoot.